Mr. Spiegelhalter?
Yes, Your Honor. Your uncle was a member of the UFR, is that correct?
Yes.
And he attended meetings regularly, is that correct?
Yes.
When did he attend meetings?
As I said, on weekends, usually on Sunday.
What time on Sundays?
I don't know.
He attended meetings every Sunday and you're not sure what time that was?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
Well, she's made her uncle a central part of this claim, and I've given counsel substantial leeway and direct. I'm going to allow the search to go forward. Continue, Mr. Spiegelhalter.
Usually I guess he would be gone in the morning.
Where were the meetings held?
I don't know.
Did you ever attend the meetings?
No.
Do you know what went on at the meetings?
Not really.
Do you know anyone else besides your uncle who attended the meetings?
My friend Fatoumata from school, sometimes she attended.
But she didn't tell you what happened at the meetings?
No, not in detail.
Where were you when they came to your school?
I was in my classroom.
Were you in the same class with Fatoumata?
No, we were in different classrooms.
Are your teachers there Malinke?
Yes.
Is your vice principal Malinke?
Yes.
When the soldiers came to your school, did they beat your teachers?
No.
Did they arrest your teachers?
No.
Did they rape any of your teachers?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. I'm not sure this is relevant, Mr. Spiegelhalter.
May I be heard, Your Honor?
Yes, you may. Go ahead.
She testified that one of the reasons she's being persecuted is because of her Malinke origin. I'm simply showing that other people similarly situated of the same social group, the same ethnicity, pardon me, who are in the same places were not treated the same, calling into doubt the causal connection between the two.
Well, she's also testified that her uncle was a central part of this, so I'm going to sustain the objection. Go ahead and move on.
Thank you. When the soldiers took you to the prison, did they ask you where your uncle was?
Yes.
Did they ask Fatoumata as well where your uncle was?
Yes.
You testified that you came to the United States with papers that you were able to obtain. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that included some sort of residence card, is that what you called it?
Yes.
And this residence card you were not able to get in your own city, is that correct?
Yes.
Because the police there would recognize you, is that why?
The people working in the office where I had to get the residence card, I was afraid that they would contact the presidential guard and tell them that I was planning to leave.
And why do you suspect that the people in the neighboring city would not have called the presidential guard?
I don't know, because I just thought that some people knew that I had been arrested a few times, so in a different area that they would not know that I was under suspicion. But in Kipe, some people knew that I was under suspicion.
This neighboring city, how far away is it from your city?
It is like 40 kilometers.
40 kilometers.
And is the PUP in control of that city as well?
Objection, Your Honor. He's asking for testimony that's not based on anything in the record.
Well, it's somewhat relevant, and if she doesn't know the answer, she can state that she doesn't know. So I'm going to allow the question. Do you know the answer, ma'am?
No, I don't.
Let me ask you this. Were you able to strike that? Did you approach a government office for these papers in that neighboring city?
I do not understand.
What kind of office was it that gave you your residence card?
It was... I don't think it was... I'm not sure if it was a government office or not, but each city has it's like a town hall where you go, each place, each area in Conakry has this place where you can go and get your residence card. I suppose that the government might be involved with it, but I'm not sure.
Okay, let's talk about your involvement in the UFR. Did you ever speak publicly at UFR functions?
No,
Did you ever organize UFR functions?
no,
Did you ever attend public meetings of the UFR?
no.
You said that police arrested you on several occasions, correct?
Yes,
And that's because your uncle, you believe it's because your uncle was involved in the UFR.
yes.
Is it possible that the government was investigating your uncle's involvement in illegal activities?
Objection, Your Honor. Speculative.
I'm going to sustain that. I see no evidence there in the record. And if you want to establish a foundation for that, I'll allow you. But at this point, there's nothing to show that, so I'm going to sustain that objection.
Okay. Your uncle would leave on Sundays, correct? And you had no idea where he was?
Yes.
And you don't know what he was doing?
Objection, Your Honor. Asked and answered.
I'm laying the foundation, Your Honor.
I'll let you lay the foundation. Go ahead, but hopefully there's something at the end of this.
And he was, and you don't know what he was doing at those points?
I mean, he told me he was going to the meeting of the UFR, but he would be gone for a long time, all day. I don't know if as soon as he left, he went to the meeting or if he went to do something else before. But he would tell me that that's where he was going.
And you testified about Tauntaun, correct, on your direct examination?
Yes.
And is he also a member of the UFR?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Tauntaun was one of your uncle's friends, is that correct?
Yes.
And he gave you documents?
Yes.
Did those documents turn out to be falsified?
That's what I was told when I arrived when the immigration officer told me that they were not proper.
Okay. You said that you were raped by the soldiers, is that correct?
Yes.
And that they called you names dealing with your ethnicity, is that correct?
Yes.
Did any of them say anything about, we took you because you were Malinke?
They did not say it like that, no.
What did they say?
They would just call me racial names. First they would ask me where my uncle was, and when I did not answer, they would say, "Dirty Malinke, you think you guys will have control of the government, but you would never have control of the government."
So they seemed to call you names when they were angry, is that correct?
Yes.
And now that you're here in the United States, what do you plan to do if you're allowed to remain?
I'm sorry, can you repeat?
Now that you're here in the United States, what do you plan to do if you are allowed to remain?
I would like to start a new life, to have some peace of mind, and to continue my education.
And you've had relatives come here before for education, have you not?
Yes, my uncle.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Any redirect?
Just a couple of questions, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Fatima, have you ever gone to any political meetings?
Yes.
Okay. What kinds of political meetings?
It was with the student branch of the UFR.
And what is that called?
It is called the Future Union of Republican Forces.
Okay. And why did you attend those meetings?
Because I believe in their cause, and my uncle's group is working very hard to change the government so we can have a democratic government. And I support these efforts.
Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
The court recross from the government?
No, Your Honor.
I just have a question or two, ma'am. In response to what your counsel just asked, after reading your affidavit and listening to your testimony, the impression I get is you're fleeing because of the harm you fear because of your connections to your uncle, and possibly because of your Malinke tribal membership. not really because of your own political work. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, let me make sure of that. And you testified earlier that your family has disappeared. Have you had any contact with anyone back in your country since you've left your country?
Yes, I did speak to my mother,
Okay.
and she was able to supply a doctor's report for me.
All right. So you have had contact with your mother. All right. Anyone else?
No.